Here we go, 2 Galaxy Opals for the price of 1. I remember being kind of upset about pulling this toy Titan Seth Rollins at the time, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because now I can unlock 2 Galaxy Opals and 2 Eras packs. This is a tremendous live event. Now, every CM Punk inside this elimination chamber starts off with 3 finishers. Being a technician as this toy Titan Seth Rollins will benefit in multiple ways from getting our opponent to use up his finishers right away. You need 5 reversals to get 15 MFP, and just getting reversals away from your opponent builds your own finisher stock, which is going to come in handy just throughout the duration of this match. I mean, who doesn't want to start the match off with as much finisher stock as possible, right? If you mess up and get hit with a signature or a finisher, I recommend just restarting the match. You might get hit with that cooldown MyFaction error. Just back out to the main menu and come back in if that happens. From that point on, yeah, we got to do our regular crowd and opponent taunt. You got to do red damage to either the legs or the arms. We can just spam limb attacks on a downed opponent. But honestly, I wouldn't worry about doing any of those challenges right off the get-go. Actually, as soon as you get all of your finishers away from your opponent to start the match, I advise just getting the hell out of the ring as soon as the next CM Punk comes out of their pod. It's always going to be the current day CM Punk in the top left corner there. So just go to the south side of the chamber there and you're safe. You can scale the wall, but you're not safe on the wall of the chamber forever. You will run out of stamina if you're just dangling from there and then fall on your back. So I advise going to hang out on top of a chamber pod. From the top of a pod, you're actually very safe. There's a really exploitable animation where your opponent just can't hit you if you're going up or down from the top of the chamber. It's actually really nice. Now, you can just wait on the top of the chamber, and when an opponent tries to knock you down from the top of the turnbuckle, which they will seldom do, by the way. For some reason, the AI just will look at you on the top of the turnbuckle, but they won't actually dismount you from the top of the chamber pod, even though they totally can. But anyways, the exploitable animation is whenever you see an opponent come towards you when you're standing on top of the chamber pod, just tap R1 on the PlayStation or RB on the Xbox, and you'll come down onto the top of the turnbuckle. And then, if you immediately click R1 again, I just like to spam it, like I'm firing a semi-automatic weapon in Call of Duty or something, and you'll begin to climb right back up to the top of the chamber pod, and your opponent is unable to interrupt it. Watch me demonstrate here on this Straight Edge Society CM Punk. He's throwing punches, but he's unable to land them because I'm in this animation that grants me invincibility. It's really nice. It's just, you gotta exploit things while you can in 2K. If they don't want to fix their gameplay, then we're gonna make them pay for it by getting easy wins in these live events here. You can also, like I said, just wait on the top of the pod and time a reversal. If your opponent feels so inclined as to attempt to knock you off from the top of the chamber, my advice for that is it's a later reversal timing than you may think. Just be patient. It is a gracious timing window, though. Just make sure you see your triangle or Y appear above your character's head before you attempt to reverse it. Obviously, that should go without saying. But yeah, this is the name of the game, folks. We're just chilling and observing this 5-man CM Punk match where everyone has super finishers that Pepsi plunge off the top turnbuckle. They'll do the work. They'll even get you a 5-star match rating before you go one-on-one with the last CM Punk. And at that point, we will spam the limb attacks on the arms or the legs. I like to go for the arms. I just find the animation is faster. Signature, finisher, and we're out of here. It's that simple, guys. Don't forget to get your 5 reversals, though. If not, for some reason, you can also do red limb damage on a second limb, like the legs and the arms, for example. That'll get you to your 90. Just make sure you got that before you advance, or you're going to have to do this match over again, which is kind of annoying because it's not necessarily a hard match. I mean, for crying out loud, look at me. I'm just popping a squat on the top of the chamber pod the entire time, but it is a bit tedious, right? It's kind of a waste of time because it's going to take at least 6 minutes or whatever for the CM Punks to whittle each other down to the point where it's just one-on-one. Now, if you don't want to just observe, when there's an odd number of CM Punks in the ring, you can take the odd man out, throw him over the top rope, and beat on him on the outside of the ring and get all your MFP in that way. Just be mindful that pinfalls do count on the outside of the ring. So if you get caught in an Anaconda Vice out there, or he surprises you with a GTS, you may be toast out there. So you're not safe outside of the ring. This is the safest method. It is not the fastest method. It's just the one to ensure that you get your MFP challenges and get your rewards. Now, I'll fast forward to the end of the match because Masked CM Punk and CM Punk 2010 actually had an epic classic of a match, but I don't think you guys came here to see that. You came here to see advice on how to win. So once you know that one is dead to rights, he's going to get eliminated, you can be lying in the weights with at least 1 or 2 finishers stored. I recommend having a couple of them because depending on which CM Punk is the last one standing, they may have a comeback resiliency that allows them to kick out of a finisher, or you know how it is in 2K, they might just counter you outright, so it's always nice to have a backup in reserve. Just don't forget to get the rest of your MFP challenges out of the way. When it's one-on-one, this is when it's easiest to do just that. You can just spam these limb attacks over and over again if they're stunned, of course, but even when they're not stunned, I found that you can just get away with spamming quite a few of them before you get countered. I know I got countered there, but I'll put him back down on the ground. I can hit him with a pedigree. That also gets our signature out of the way. You can stun him again and then just go back to work on those limb attacks. Whatever floats your boat. Light limb attacks, heavy limb attacks, the grab limb attacks, it doesn't matter. As long as we're doing damage to those arms, we're good to go. That's the last thing that we need to do before we get out of here. Once you get them red, which will not take long because luckily this Toy Titan Seth Rollins they gave us to do is actually not too bad. So you'll damage those limbs in a jiffy. You see I got countered once there. I'm not fretting. I got a backup stomp lying in the weight. Boom, plant him down into the mat, and then we can get the hell out of here. You gotta do this quite a few times, unfortunately, but the rewards are more than worth it. There are 2 Eras packs, one of them being Deluxe, and then of course the 99 overall Galaxy Opal, CM Punk, and Seth freaking Rollins. Thanks for watching, guys. If this video was helpful to you, let me know in the comments. Do all the YouTube stuff for me, please. Like and sub, all that. And I will catch you all next time. Enjoy your Galaxy Opal collection. You might have a full lineup of Galaxy Opal cards at this point, at least for the men's division. So until next time, guys, be well and take care. Peace.